Although I am involved with CADAC, the Center of ADHD Awareness Canada, the views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the participants and do not reflect those of CADAC. And now, cue the music.
This is the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, a show for high-achieving ADHD entrepreneurs. Together, we will inform and educate you about how to improve your self-awareness while developing systems, routines, and habits for conquering the entrepreneurial world. Here is your host, André Brisson.
Hey there, it's André here with another short for the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, the podcast for the high-achieving ADHD entrepreneur. This episode is brought to you by CADAC, the Center of ADHD Awareness Canada. You can get more information and you can donate at www.caddac.ca. This week I wanted to talk to you about the effects of COVID pandemic on my ADHD brain and companies. I received a letter from a listener, and they brought up something about how COVID and the lockdowns, this is primarily the lockdowns, what I'm going to talk about. Not being around other people to bounce off ideas, losing stuff. We got in a rut at home and at work, and I start to reflect on this, and I thought from time to time that, I think the COVID lockdowns killed me too. It got me into a slump. Almost like a depression, like not being, being a hyperactive ADHD entrepreneur here. I've realized, especially with COVID lockdowns, that I always need to be on the go. I always have to be moving, be it in the vehicle, to go from site to site, or to go see clients, or interact with people. The biggest thing that really got me, and I think it hurt me, was the loss of interaction with clients, staff, and people, especially with that whole fear thing of being too close, and everyone's a walking disease. And it's been a very big struggle now. It's been over a year, I think, in Ontario, Canada anyways, that we've been allowed to intermingle with people, and it's still trying to get out of the habit of not going out to see people has been very challenging. Throughout the whole lockdowns, just stuck at home, sitting at home, can't go anywhere on the weekends, can't go anywhere on the evenings. I love my family, but at the same time, what more can we do? They're feeling the effects of mental illness, of depression, because they can't go see their friends, like my kids going to school, or my wife being able to build her bakery business. It took a toll on a lot of us, and I think on the ADHD brain, it took a bigger toll, because we are very interactive people. We need to be in front of people to gain that energy and to read the people. I never realized this, but with the whole mandatory mask thing, I could no longer hear people. I never realized that I have been lip reading my whole life. In order for me to focus on the conversation, I lip read. I don't know, it's kind of hard to imagine here, but I think it has something to do with, in order for me to not get distracted by the background noise, or if the background noise was very distracting or overwhelming my auditory sensory, I relied on lip reading to understand the person, what they're saying. And that also helped me focus on the conversation, especially in a loud place. So I go a lot of construction sites, manufacturing plants, and there's always background noise, which I think overloaded my auditory sensories, and it forced me to lip read so I can understand them. Now, put the mask in the way, I couldn't hear a damn thing anymore. And that hit me hard, because how do you explain to someone that I can't hear you when you got a mask, but apparently, according to the doctors, I got good hearing? And that was a challenging thing. I don't know how it affected you, but I thought I'd share this because I'm still in a bit of a slump, a little bit of a depression, trying to get over this. I'm trying to, because I got into a lot of bad habits over the COVID lockdowns. In order to stay busy and engaged, I did a lot of extra work that I never normally did, tedious, menial stuff, and I'm realizing now I'm still doing it because I became habitual, but it's all stuff I really hate to do, and it should be delegated. And I just got to remember to delegate that. With this little mumbling, rambling thing here, I guess in places, what tasks are you doing that you fell into a habit of doing to stay engaged or stay busy during the COVID lockdowns that you need to get away, to give away? Write those down. Let's delegate them. What during the lockdowns occurred to you by not being able to interact with people? And how can we change that? For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to now meet a client face-to-face once a week. And I mean and I'm not talking about Zoom here. Zoom's been okay. Zoom's been good for keeping in touch with people. But man, that interaction with an actual human being is huge. It's like I was in a workshop and one guy said, oh, it's great that we're all back together. It's great to see everyone. And then one person raised their hand and said, you know what? No, let me correct that. It's not seeing each other was important. It was being with each other was important. And I think being with each other, it's very important that we can get out there and engages our ADHD brain a lot better. It motivates us and we get more energy. And I'll tell you right now, I need to regain a lot of this energy I used to have before the COVID lockdowns. I hope this made sense to you. I'd like to hear from you. You can email me at andre@andreb.ca about your COVID experiences and if it was good or bad for you. I know some people said it was fantastic, but to what extent? Anyways, thanks again for listening. And season 2 is right around the corner, and I'm excited to get started on season 2. I've got some big ideas and new things I want to bring to you and help you understand your brain better, understand what you should do best, and talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, please visit theimpulsivethinker.com. The Impulsive Thinker podcast is produced by Tactical Breakthroughs and hosted by André Brisson. Remember, ADHD is only a part of you, not all of you.